There's a new podcast channel in town, everybody. We're calling ourselves Shonen Pulse. The channel will be known as Panel Focus, and me and a couple other guys came together to make this channel for general manga related content. This video will be an introduction, introducing you guys to us, and it'll cover a variety of shonen manga across of multiple different magazines for review and analysis. Thank you all for joining us, and I hope you enjoy your stay here. First off, introductions. Me, myself, I am Yadogami. You can call me Yado. My YouTube channel is at Yado Plays. I talk about a lot of different manga from Shonen Jump and other places, stuff like Ranger Reject, which isn't Shonen Jump, but it's in Weekly Shonen Magazine, which is another magazine that I talk about sometimes, and we'll be talking about it here from time to time. I talk about stuff like JJK and Down and Down and a couple other videos. These are my co-hosts. We'll be going in turn. The first person I want to introduce you guys to is Papa Traffy.
Hey yo, I'm Papa Traffy. I mainly just talk about Ranger Reject, but generally, if anything strikes passion in me, I have to make a video on it right away, and that is anything from manga to anime. I don't discriminate in regards to that. If you're an anime fan, we love you. If you're a manga fan, we love you more. But with that's really the introduction to me.
Okay. Let's see. Next, let's go. We have the Greek Weeb here. What do you? Go ahead and introduce yourself, Greek Weeb.
What's up? I am the Greek Weeb. I am also doing weekly manga content. The stuff I primarily do is on Four the Apocalypse, and now with Eden Zero done, I'm doing Galaxius. I'll do either baseline analysis, and I also do like weekly fairy tale content. Honestly, if anything, is really like what Traffy says, if something just catches my fancy, I will end up just making a video on it. Honestly, that's kind of how I started reviewing Galaxius for the past month, because I enjoyed the first chapter that much. So yeah, and I try and do a recommendation every now and again.
Okay. Last but not least, gonna be go ahead and introducing my boy Noxie. Let's go ahead and get your introduction. Tell people about yourself.
Yeah, man. What up, y'all? I'm Nox, formerly known as Noxie. I had to drop the I after somebody thought my name was Nazi. So
Oh my god.
the first time I heard that, I had to
that.
get the I out of here. Yeah. But yeah, I used to be a part of a team of manga analysts and reviewers called Project Manga a couple years ago, and we did all types of stuff on that channel. But the main thing that we did was review like 6 or 7 series from Weekly Shonen Jump on a review show, like podcast style situation. And then after that kind of fizzled out, I tried to like rebrand for solo content under the name The Page Walker, and then that ended up not working out either. So I think I've been out of the game now for like close to 2 years, but I'm happy to be back with y'all, and I'm super excited for this, man. Let's get it.
He's back.
Happy to have you. Happy to have you. So
Yeah.
all of us guys, man, we're all, YouTubers, either, past, present, or future, and we're back. We're coming to do a thing together. We wanted to do something where we can talk about, a bunch of different manga all together at once in an analysis setting. And, sometimes, do some goofier videos, maybe like who's the best, granny character or something. You never know. But today is
That would
just
be
an
a good
introduction.
one.
Yeah. Today's just gonna be an introduction. But like I said, everyone here, you guys probably, if you're watching this video, you most likely know of, at least one of us, because we're all going to promote it on individual channels and Twitters and stuff like that. So welcome to the channel. Welcome. Hopefully you enjoy what we give you. So I'm going to give a few icebreaker questions before we jump into the main topic for today. Well, it's 2 main topics. There will also be timestamps if you want to skip the introduction, because you already know all of us and you love us already. But interview questions, we're going to start with some icebreakers, and let's see how long, I'll start first. How long have we been reading manga? For me, I want to say I started back when Naruto was ongoing. I had an issue of
Hey.
Shonen Jump. I had a random issue of Shonen Jump once when like Yu-Gi-Oh was still ongoing, but I didn't read it for real. But I started reading when Naruto was the thing, and then I stopped reading manga like completely when Naruto ended. And then I got back into it. I took a break from anime and manga just completely, really. And when My Hero Academia came out, the anime, I watched that, and like 3 episodes came out, and then I said, forget this, I gotta read, and that's when I got back into manga, and I've been here reading for however long that's been since then. Knox, how long have you been reading?
Oh man. Well, I've been reading comic books like my whole life. Like one of my earliest memories is like me holding an issue of like Spider-Man in my hands. But I didn't find manga until way later in life. But it's still been reading for about half of my life, probably closer to like 12 to 15 years now. And yeah, it's things like Hunter x Hunter and One Piece and Naruto and all of the regular ones that you would expect for a shonen head like myself. But also like on the seinen side of things, like I think the very first manga that I ever held in my hands, I had a volume of Initial D and a volume of Lone Wolf and Cub, but they weren't in English. But I was like, oh, I should probably like research this if there's like high quality comic books in other parts of the world. And it kind of like was around the time that I was starting to understand like what anime was, and that like the spiky haired cartoons that I was seeing on like Fox Kids were like all coming from the same place, and it was just like a very like light bulb like epiphany driven like moment where I was like, oh no, I need to become just as obsessed with this stuff as I have been with like superhero comics and whatnot. So it's been about 15 years for me on the manga side of things though.
Okay, okay. Let's see. What about you, Greek Weeb? How long have you been reading manga?
That is a difficult one. And honestly, I think the earliest I can remember just pumping out chapters. I was in high school. I think I was like 14, 15. I think what I was reading at the time was I just got up to One Piece around time Gear 4 was about to air in the anime. And then I just started reading a few chapters after that. And I think I remember I ended up just reading the Pokemon Adventures manga when I was, I just at random, and I just binge read all those chapters that I could find. Now, I read almost every day, at least a chapter of something.
Yeah, baby.
Okay, okay. Weeb's answer gave me a bonus question that I'll ask after this one, after we get Traffy's answer. But
Ooh.
proper Traffy, how long have you been reading manga?
All right, all right. So my technical first manga, I was probably like 5. My dad brought home a volume 1 issue, or no, not volume 1, chapter 1, teeny tiny magazine of Dragon Ball Z. It was Raditz showing up. It was like the greatest
Big
thing ever.
Raditz?
Yeah, but
What a way to introduce yourself.
it was so short that I don't really consider it. So let me set the scene. You are 10 years old. A new library was just built down the road from your house. Your mom takes you. You walk in and you see all of these books. And you walk to the young adult section where they happen to have manga. Now, you reach into the manga and you pull one out. And it's got this really cute character on it. And she's a robot of some sort.
Uh-oh.
And my little 10-year-old mind was so intrigued. So what I consider as my first manga is Battle Angel Alita, and that is what
Let's go.
hooked me on manga.
Oh wow.
Holy shit, that's a good
Okay.
one.
Peak
Okay.
fiction.
Okay.
I still gotta read that manga. I've only read
Real
like two
peak.
or three chapters a long time
Real
ago. I gotta
peak.
read
Gotta
that.
get back in there, brother.
As an answer, as an
It's so
anti-Knox
good, I really want to read
agenda,
it.
anti-Knox agenda pushing, I'll just say I'm sorry that had to be your first manga.
Nah, none of
Nah,
that.
nah.
Only Lita love on this channel. No, I'm kidding.
All right, so bonus question that was spawned because of Greek's answer. I want to know at what point was One Piece at when everyone caught up to it, because everyone's got a different answer. I'll start. I was late to get to the party. Actually we've already started. You said you caught up when Gear 4 when Gear 2 happened. Sorry, go ahead and say it.
So originally I was just watching it dubbed, and I was just waiting for each batch of episodes. But when I officially caught up, I remember I was like a junior in high school, going into my senior year, and literally once I caught up to the sub, Gear 4 was coming out literally that weekend.
Okay.
Like
okay.
the actual full-on reveal of that in the anime.
So
Talk about timing.
yeah, Gear 4 was Dressrosa, right?
Yeah, I
Okay.
binge read all of Dressrosa.
Okay. So for
Well, binge
me,
watched.
so my answer is a little bit after you then. So for me, when I caught up and there were no more chapters of One Piece to read for me, it was, I want to say, chapter 900. It was when Luffy and the gang were leaving Whole Cake, and it had looked like the most recent chapter to come out was Big Mom like blowing up the ship or something as they're trying to like escape Whole Cake. So I'm a little bit, after you, super late in the game. But I think it's an interesting question
I
to
mean,
ask.
very possible. Like you caught up like maybe a year after I caught up to the anime, because
Yeah.
I do remember like I left episodes as batches, and then I would just binge watch them every now and again until I got until I got towards the end of Whole Cake, and then I ended up just from the end of Katakuri, I just caught up, and that by that point it was like middle or to the end of Act 2 of Wano.
Yeah. For me,
5 years ago.
it took a long time for me to get into it. I want to say about 2 years or so, and like my friends really used to push it a lot. Bonus information before I, I'm being rude right now, but before I ask the next person. But One Piece, the thing that actually got me to finally cave and do it was like I was watching anime and I got tired of like all these shows where it's like, oh man, people are like wondering, man, when's Overlord season 3 coming out, or when's season 4 coming out? And it's all these anime people are like waiting for new seasons to come out. Like for a lot of them, they were never going to get a new season, and it's like One Piece would never do that, bro. You can just watch or read One Piece, and you'll never be like asking, oh my god, when is the
Now
next
we're
thing
getting a
coming out?
remake.
This One
Yeah.
Piece shit is forever.
One Piece is not, bro. They go, my
It will
kids
be
gonna be
here
reading
until
One
you
Piece at my
die.
grave. Yeah,
Yeah,
they got to
for
read it at
sure.
my grave, bro. Because it's still gonna be going. Oh, they ain't ending
Watch,
this
by the
thing.
time
Never.
we're all 80, there's
Oh,
going to be a
God.
prequel with Roger,
Right.
Yeah.
All right. So let's see.
and that'll be
Traffy.
1,000 chapters.
Right.
Mm.
Traffy. When did you when you caught up to One Piece? What was happening? Do you remember?
I don't remember what was happening when I caught up, but I do remember the year. It was 2019. So whatever was happening in 2019 was when I caught up on One Piece.
Okay.
Oh
That might
shit, 2019, huh?
That might be
Yeah.
after me, actually.
You're
When we started
probably
reading
in
the manga.
Wano then.
Yeah, it sounds
Yeah,
like Wano. Damn.
I think Wano.
Okay.
Look, I
Definitely
tried to get
Wano.
into One Piece for the longest time, but I kept trying to watch the anime. As soon as I picked up the manga, I got hooked and I could not put it down.
Okay.
Oh, sorry to interrupt. One thing is actually kind of interesting when I started One Piece. I actually did this in like the dumbest way possible.
Uh-oh.
So I was watching it on like Fios on demand, like just some random episodes because I just caught up with some other shows like Kill la Kill, and I'm
Yeah.
like, let me give One Piece a shot. Literally tail end of Water 7 going to Endy's lobby. I just no idea what's going on. I instantly laughed at some of the jokes and I just kept watching it. Eventually, I
Oh,
just like,
shit.
okay, I'll watch from the beginning, and then I would simultaneously just keep watching new episodes that they came out on Toonami.
Oh yeah, it pulled you in.
That was
Water
so
7 is
stupid.
a pretty good spot to like, be introduced to One Piece like that. You know what I mean? Obviously, in a
Yeah, and
perfect
that was
world,
like
everyone starts from episode 1, but like just with like the whole stigma of like, oh, it's a
I had,
1,000
I
episodes,
had
it's
no
hard to
idea
get
what he
into.
was. I had no idea what was going
Right.
on.
Yeah.
Yeah, seeing some like
I just got up to
One
whatever
Piece.
episodes were available, and then I just watched it from the start until I
That's
got to
still
where I previously was.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, Water 7 and East Lobby still might be the best time in One Piece for me. So like you like seeing that for the first time and then spinning the block and starting it from the beginning, that kind of makes me warm in the heart a little
I
bit.
think I've
That's
reread the manga twice.
Damn.
I'm
Okay.
gonna go ahead and state it here. I am a Thriller Bark shill. That is my favorite
Oh
arc.
yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay.
Actually,
I know
arc
it
has
gets
my
a lot of
favorite-
hate, but
Yeah, nah, yeah,
It's
it
fine,
does,
'cause
but like
Spacey
that
and Thriller
arc
Bark are
gave
like
me
the only
Undeserved.
ones that are like true adventure arcs,
that
and
arc
everybody
gave,
hates them.
Okay.
yeah.
So it
That's
sounds
it,
like
yeah.
Which I find odd.
sounds like we got another potential topic. When did we fall in love with One Piece? For a later video, maybe.
Oh sure.
So
Yeah.
let's get to that. Let's see. Knox, what if you remember how far along was One Piece when you got caught up?
Yeah, I remember. It took me a really long time to get caught up to One Piece, though, because I was doing it in this weird way where I started reading in the manga, and then I think I got to the end of like Syrup Village, and then I was able to switch to the anime because I found a really good anime site, So I was like, let's see what the anime talking about. And so I would like do this thing where I would like binge like however many episodes. Like I would watch it all night until I couldn't keep my eyes open anymore. And then wherever I'd left off that night of my anime session, I would pick up the next day at work because I was able to read comics at work. So I would just like find where, I left off in the manga, and then I would read the manga all day at work. And then I would clock out, go home, and start the anime up from where I left off in the manga. So I was like going like back and forth in that way through the series my first time through it, and it took me a really long time to catch up. But I think the anime was like towards the climax of Fishman Island, and the manga, I think the last chapter that I read was like somewhere maybe like halfway through Punk Hazard.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So we all been around the block. I always think it's interesting to see, where the story was when, it's like where was I when this song came out? But it's like for One Piece, I want to know where people were, when the series when you caught up, where was it? So I think it's cool.
Mhm.
Everybody's got vastly different answers. I thought I would be the newest to catch up, but it sounds like Traffy caught up after me. So he's the baby here.
Yeah. Baby trap.
Baby Papa Traffy, more like Baby Trafferton. Um, so, all right. So let's see. Next question. Let's see. Favorite manga. This is a tough one for me. Maybe you guys might have an answer, but I
It's
don't
easy for
really.
me.
I don't really have an answer. I know what he's gonna say. So I'ma just like people gonna fry me for people. Everybody might get fried for some of the things they say here today and
I
tomorrow
got the
or
grease
whatever.
heating up right now.
Yeah, I guess I don't really have a favorite, but like gun to my head, if you force me to say something, like I guess like I'm more of a new manga merchant, man. I focus mostly on like the new stuff. So it's like if you ask me what my favorite thing is, I'm gonna say something that I'm following right now. But like since Naruto got me into the game, I'm gonna go ahead and go with the safe answer and say Naruto.
Big
Um,
Naruto?
yeah, although it's got its flaws and its
believe
ups
it.
and downs. It's got its ups and downs, but it
Ayo!
it got me through some moments, man. And I was watching them episodes broken down in the 5 parts and 140p on YouTube in like 2008. So I was
That
in
was
I
me
was in the
also.
field. Yeah, man. So it's like I didn't do that for any other series. So
You know
yeah,
what's
I
funny?
guess
My
yeah.
friend finished Naruto for the first time. He's like, OG Naruto, boring.
Uh-oh.
Shippuden, great.
What the?
I hated what happened to Madara. Sasuke's a bitch.
Wow,
I don't get
Interesting.
why. And he ended up like, I don't get why people find it so special.
that's crazy.
Wowzers.
Some people just
My
natural
friend
born
has the
haters.
weirdest takes imaginable. He hated Attack on Titan from the very first episode, and to the end, he's like, "This show is the worst thing I've ever seen in my life."
I
Damn,
gotta.
didn't like the first episode,
That's
huh?
crazy.
He only
That gets
watched it for Levi.
everybody. The first episode gets everyone.
Yeah.
He never liked it. He's like, it should have just stayed like people surviving against the Titans instead of going off into what it ended up becoming.
Your friend's a loser. No, I'm
Oh
kidding.
man.
I got Hunter x
I got
Hunter,
some.
FMA, MHA. Those are his favorite anime of all time.
I got some
Okay.
And One
questionable
Punch
friend
Man.
takes.
Yeah.
If any of my friends with questionable takes hears
Yeah,
this,
he's also
Oh
not.
yeah, Yato got
He's
a
not that big
big
into One
bag of
Piece.
those.
yeah, I got some questionable friend takes. So if y'all hear,
Based off his takes, I feel like he might like Bleach more out of the entirety of the big three.
You still talking about your friend?
And yeah, sorry,
Oh,
I
okay. No,
traveled
it's all
off
good.
there.
No,
well,
it's all
yeah,
good.
all right, it's all good. But to hell with your friend, baby. Let's hear about you. What's your favorite manga?
Y-
Weeb?
Yeah.
Uh, well, if you asked me like 2 years ago, no, last year, it would have been One Piece 100%.
Hey.
But over the year, with Berserk coming in a close second, I haven't even caught up to Berserk. But over the last year, I've just been revisiting and doing videos on Fairy Tail. I'm like, I might almost like this as much as One Piece. Like it's been
FT.
really creeping up. It was like in my top 20 originally, but I just come to appreciate it a lot more as I've just been looking into it and doing videos on it, to the point where it probably would be top 10 for me.
Okay.
So as of right now, due to the recency bias, due to me covering it more, I would say Fairy Tail for the time being.
Well, at least you
But
didn't
for
say
recently,
Naruto. Am I right, guys?
Wow.
Believe it or not, I love Naruto. I really do.
Nah, me too.
But it is like I don't know. I think it might be my least favorite out of the big three. I think I like Bleach more than Naruto. One Piece is One Piece for me.
Having
It'll always
Naruto
be number
as
one.
your favorite is completely okay because it is
One that got a lot
most
of people,
people's
like, the early
introductions
mid-2000s.
to Naruto. So
Yeah.
a lot of it is very
My cousin introduced
nostalgia.
me to Naruto when we were both 10. I didn't choose to watch it until I was like 14, around the Ninja War arc in the anime.
Oh damn. Oh, wait, so G Dub, you kind of young, man. What's
I'm 25.
you said 25?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, everyone else is I think old bags. I'm 32.
I'm 33.
I'm
Traffy, what you-
29 in 11 days.
Oh, snap.
29er.
Almost a happy birthday.
Okay, we're close.
Yeah, we
I mean, I'm
close.
26 next month anyway.
Oh,
Happy birthday, brother.
oh,
Yeah.
shit. All right, let's see who we still got Trafferton. Tell us your favorite manga, man.
Yeah, that is a difficult question because I don't think I can just say one. Obviously, by my profile pic going on here, One Piece is up there for me. One Piece is one of my favorites. Chainsaw Man is another one of my favorites.
Here.
Witch Hat Atelier is another one of my favorites.
Oh
Okay.
yeah, baby.
And
Rattling them off.
I still gotta I gotta thank Knox for the introduction to this one because it definitely entered my top 5. But My Home Hero is absolutely one of my favorites.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
As a father
5.
myself, that one hit so close to home.
Yeah.
How's
same
the
here.
anime for that one? I wanted to just
Buns.
go.
Straight
Not good.
ass.
It don't exist.
Yeah,
it's the
I'll check
same.
out
It's,
the manga when I get
it's
the
the same.
chance.
They never made an anime for that.
The anime is voodoo butter garbage, gang. Hey, you want to know what?
A
The
real
live
shame we never
action-
got season 2 of Promised Neverland. A shame
Yeah,
that
nah,
season
fuck
never
all that.
existed.
We didn't need that. We
Yeah.
didn't need that. Anyway, fuck the anime for My Home Hero, gang. Just go watch the live action on Hulu because it is a brilliant adaptation. It does everything perfectly.
I started watching that with my wife, and we got to pick it up because we were hooked that first episode.
Yeah, that shit is butterscotch. A1 steak sauce. I don't think I've ever seen a better like live action adaptation. Not that I'd be watching too many of those, but I was just like blown away by the accuracy. And
Nah,
everything.
the Death
Did you
Note
watch
live
it?
action is the best.
Okay. I think that's enough.
I think
We're
we
gonna
can
go
end
ahead.
the stream
Yeah,
here.
I think it's nice to meet you guys. Hope
Yeah.
you enjoyed the first. Anyway, so before moving to the next question, just wanted to point out that we mentioned, Fairy Tail. Seeing how much he makes for Fairy Tail actually makes me want to get back into Fairy Tail. So I actually reread like chapter 1.
It's actually one of the easiest reads I have had in a while. Like, originally, I was revisiting the anime for I wanted to just do a video on an anime only arc that ended up becoming canon thanks to the author because he helped write it.
Okay, and so before we move on to the next question, I just wanted to point out because Greek Weeb mentioned something that sparked a thought in my head. Because of all the content he makes about Fairy Tail, it's kind of reinvigorated my interest. I dropped it a long time ago and never thought about picking it back up, but I loved Eden Zero, and seeing Greek Weeb's content made me more interested in Fairy Tail. So I'm giving it another go. If you aren't already subscribed to him, then please check out Greek Weeb's content on his personal channel. Everyone's channel will be down below, by the way. And check out him. He's got a lot of content on stuff like Fairy Tail and Four Nights and stuff like that. So check him out for sure.
Thanks a lot, man. I really appreciate it.
No problem. And so let's see. Before we move to the next question, I don't want to be rude and forget Knox. So Knox, what's your favorite manga?
Well, similar to like what Weeb had said as he started to answer the question, if you would have asked me 2 years ago, it would have been a different answer. Because for the longest time, my favorite manga that I ever read was Billy Bat by Naoki Urasawa. I think that shit's a masterpiece, and if anybody are out there and
gotta read that.
yeah, no, you got to get in there, dude. I think it's its best work for sure. But for anybody that's like seen Monster or Red Monster or seen Pluto or Red Pluto or are just Urasawa fans but haven't gotten to Billy Bat yet, please move that shit up to, high priority area of your list or whatever. But yeah, like ever since I like decided to get back into the series and finish up the next 2 parts of it, after going through the entire thing and then revisiting it and talking to people about it for over the course of the last like year and a half or so, Battle Angel Alita has, I think, usurped Billy Bat on my top one
Whoop, whoop.
section of my manga list. It's just too good, and I feel like Yukito Kishiro reached into my brain and made that manga for me, even though it debuted a year before I was born. But it's just like so me core, and like I love cyberpunk and I love sci-fi, and I love martial arts, and it's just like such a perfect blend of like everything that I come to fiction for, first and foremost. So, and it's just stellar in every area of critique for me. It does everything right, and I can't wait for it to finish. When it does, I'm gonna be really really annoying about it as like a top one manga of all time kind of thing. I'm kind of in the shadows with it, like I'm not as annoying as I could be, but like once Mars Chronicle finishes up, I'm gonna be shouting that shit from the rooftops. That's like the best manga I've ever read for sure.
Okay. It's definitely peak. I think everyone here has read it. It's definitely a top tier. I'm not gonna say the word, um, but maybe some of these next questions I'll try and get through them quickly so we can get to the rest of the topics. Let's
Hmm.
see. You might not have an answer for some, but let's see. Underrated and overrated for me. Let's see. Underrated. Most underrated manga. I would personally probably say maybe. I'm gonna throw Ranger Reject in there. It's probably not underrated. It's got an anime, but people still hating on it, and they don't think it's that good. But I think it's one of the best. As far as overrated, most overrated series for me personally, I would say Kaiju number 8. I'm not gonna go into a big long rant about it,
Ooh.
but I
I don't think
don't
it's the
think
greatest thing ever.
it's
It's still a lot of fun.
you,
Good
you say
answer.
you, yeah. I don't really care for Kaiju 8. I liked it, but I don't really care for it anymore, and I dropped it. I might go back to it when it ends because I heard it's ending, but
Now, major plot revelations in the manga recently. Seems like we might be going towards the end now.
I'm here for it
Interesting.
if it ends.
I'm
So
right there with you though on that, Yato. I think me and you like share the exact same views on that series, and we've talked about it many times before.
I
okay,
agree with
so
that too.
okay, well, shit, three for
Almost
overrated
rating
No,
kaiju.
kaiju,
I'm
literally.
sorry, that's not my answer. But
Oh, okay,
I
okay,
just
you're
wanted to
agreeing.
I wanted to support you because I
Okay,
think that's like a risky answer for underrated, because I know that there's a lot of like big
I
kaiju
mean, with
number
the
eight
anime
fans
coming
out
out,
there.
it definitely got a lot of popularity.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. We're
yeah,
still talking about kaiju, right? Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
okay, okay, okay. So my answer is underrated. I'm saying Ranger, even though it's got an anime. For overrated, I'm saying kaiju. Greek Weeb, what do you think for underrated and overrated?
Okay. Underrated. I'm gonna go with Mission Yozakura Family.
Ooh.
Very enjoyable. Has great emotional moments, great fight sequences, lovable cast of characters. Buried underneath everything in Shonen Jump, unfortunately, despite it literally ending right now.
Mm.
Yeah, anime's okay. I'm watching it. It's not the greatest adaptation ever, but it's passable.
Okay.
It's passable. You'd still have a fun time with it. Even added in some anime original stuff to help pad stuff out. It has 27 episodes for its first season, and
But
ending
but
on
it
a good arc.
but it hasn't ended yet, though, right? You said it's ending.
It's ending. It's in its final arc. I think there's only like 2 or 3 fights left.
Damn.
Potentially room for like a big cliffhanger or something like that. It's been very
Okay.
good.
Okay. What about overrated?
I'm. I gotta say this.
Get it off your chest.
JJ, JJK.
Oh.
Ooh.
I
Greek
really enjoy it.
weeb.
I really enjoy it, but just over the years, it just has not been my top priority over other series that I've been reading.
You
I really
need to
enjoy.
leave.
Oh, brother. I think that's fair. Do you wanna
I
say
still
more on it?
enjoy it. I do. I think it might just be because like a lot of the newer fans coming in are just really tampered with my enjoyment of the series, kind of souring it to an extent. Either
Yeah,
that or it could just
That
be burnout. It could just be burnout.
that's fair. Leakers are a blight.
Oh my
for
god.
sure. Yeah, leaks.
That one leak that literally made anime onlys drop the show or just catch up with the manga so they wouldn't get spoiled ever again.
Yeah, it's leaks have gotten really
Yeah,
bad
that
in
was
the years.
it got very bad. I'm glad it's ending just for that alone.
Yeah, same. I'm
So
just glad to be free from leaks, man, for a
Oh
little
yeah.
while at least.
yeah,
Um,
though the anime for JJK is still top tier. I am not going to be a hater. That the anime
Yeah.
is probably one of the best adaptations. Still wish Mappa actually treated their employees like human beings.
For sure,
oh
for
yeah,
sure. But
Yup.
yeah, season two, like that shit is damn near
That
untouchable.
was amazing.
Yeah, incredible.
It's gonna win the Crunchyroll Awards again this year.
Yeah, who cares about that though? Those guys suck.
Yeah, it
It's gonna,
sucks.
yeah. Hey, but yeah, let's not be haters, when we
Oh
can.
yeah. Hmm.
But
Yeah.
let's see, Knox. What's your underrated and overrated?
God, underrated. It's really hard for me to not say Battle Angel Alita right here. So I'm not going to. But I think for underrated, I'm gonna go with Dragon and Chameleon, dude.
God,
Oh,
that was the one I was
it's
gonna do.
well, too bad
yeah,
I went first, okay? That to me, anyway. So Dragon and Chameleon's really fucking good. It's probably gonna end up being the greatest manga about making manga ever for like the rest of time. I honestly can't see
Interesting.
any manga about making manga like ending up being better than this. I mean, obviously we don't know the future, but it just feels so perfect to me.
I agree.
Um, it's pretty new. Like it's only like I think it's less than 30 chapters, but it is a monthly, so it's been going for a pretty long time. Go read that
yeah,
shit. That shit is peak. And
The art is so good.
yeah, I
yeah.
like narratively too, and like character wise, like I just think it's
Link it to me
flawless.
later. I want to give it a I want to give it a read.
I got you. I
Yeah,
got
yeah,
you.
it's fire. I've read a good amount of chapters to know that it's got quality. I'm not caught up, but I can see it.
Yeah, that shit is so
For those of,
good.
for those of you that don't follow Nox or Yato, these two are basically my go-tos for recommendations on new series to read off of their
Oh,
Twitter pages.
is that right? Holy shit, dude! I feel so special
Legitimately,
right
a lot
now.
of this, I follow. That was one of the main reasons why I started following you guys.
Hey,
Mainly,
Fuck yeah,
like you guys
dude.
put me on a lot of new series.
love to see it.
You know
Hell
what?
yeah.
To be fair on
That's
that, Nox and Retro are my go-to for comic recommendations.
Oh,
Ooh,
dude, retro. It's been so long since I've seen or talked to that guy. I wonder how he's
Yeah.
doing.
to
He.
bounce off.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Sorry, I was just gonna say to bounce off of what Weeb said. That's kind of been my whole like thing, my reason for like wanting to make content in the first place. Like I remember when I was a kid, I would ask like a guy like, "Hey, where'd you get those shoes from?" Because they were like really cool, and he responds like, you want to know, don't you? And it's like he wouldn't tell me, and I'm like, well, you by not telling me, you're not supporting the person that you got them from. Therefore, like they're eventually going to go out of business. So like, why not share the
Right.
information? So like my whole like way of life, like my wife even said it, like my whole thing is like trying to put people on to new things that they haven't experienced. Like whether like I don't personally care for Black Clover. I'm not gonna say I'm the biggest hater, but like I think that there's something in it for someone. So like I would never say don't read Black Clover. I would never say don't read this series unless it's like straight up weird, weird. I'm not gonna go into how it can be weird, but
Questionable
you know,
subject
yeah,
matter, and we all know
that's a
what you
yeah,
mean
that's
by
a
that.
topic
yeah,
that's for a
Yeah.
different video.
yeah,
We
different
can save that for
video.
when the manga comes back with its next quarterly installment.
Oh, I'm not even talking about Black Clover
Yeah,
specifically, just in
yeah, he
general.
moved away from
But
that. Yeah.
yeah, my thing has always just been trying to share and have people find things that could potentially be their new favorite thing or just something to enjoy. Because sometimes it's just boring to sit on the couch and do nothing, and you just
Right.
Yeah,
have something
that
to
was
check
kind of
out.
how my channel got started. Like outside of just like some anime seasonal reviews,
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would just like once COVID happened, I just after I caught up with a series, I made a recommendation. Did it for
that's
Eden Zero, Blue Exorcist, Twin Star Exorcists, and World Trigger.
H, yeah.
yeah,
Love World
that's
Trigger.
that's basically just like my life, like just my whole
Yeah.
point. I feel like is to like put people on the things. But enough about me. Knox, you didn't give an overrated. You gave underrated. You didn't give an overrated.
Ah, shit. They're gonna come get me? I don't care. I'm just gonna say it. It's Black Clover, nigga.
Oh man.
I don't
Okay.
care. And if you got a problem with it, you can see me in the comment section. Okay.
Come and kill his uncle about it,
Yeah.
I love Black Clover.
Wait, that's
It's so
you,
much fun.
Yato.
I'm not dunk. Okay, so Weave says he loves it. Let's see. Okay, Traffy. Before we move on, what's your underrated and overrated? Since you can't use Dragon and Chameleon anymore.
So, since I can't use Dragon and Chameleon, I'd have to
Snooze, you lose,
say,
bitch.
Wow.
I'd have to
He's got a
say
family.
my or underrated would have to be Utsuboro, the story of a novelist.
What the-
It's only like 13 chapters, but it is such a phenomenally well told story, and the art's really good to boot. If you haven't checked it out, as I said, it's only like 13 chapters. It's a quick read, but it is so good.
You said Utsubora?
Yeah.
Oh, I found you.
I haven't heard of that one, but it's gonna get checked out.
Yeah, we adding that to the reading soon, pal.
And overrated, Traffy?
Overrated is an easy Spy Family.
Spy Family. Okay, good pick. I am
That's
Ooh,
fair.
you
Except
know,
I
Spy
dropped it
Family.
after a while. I enjoyed it, but I don't know. I can't get back into it, even though I want to.
Nice. I
Spy Family Defenders in the comments if there are any. Just before you start typing and setting the keyboard ablaze, let me know, have they kissed yet? And if not, then just like the button, hit the button to
The
like the
Ozakura
video.
family is the better Spy Family. I will die on
Yeah,
that hill.
yeah. I won't disagree. Let's see. Go ahead and maybe skip a question or two here. Let's see. Favorite of big three, mine would be, I guess. I guess now it's Naruto, man. I'm gonna go. I mean, no. That came out. That came out wrong. Naruto was, but now it's One Piece, I guess. So I'll say One Piece now. It grew on me. I never really cared for Bleach personally, but I'm not gonna bore you with the details. Greek Weep, what's your favorite of the big three?
Uh, right now, still One Piece. Bleach is creeping in thanks to Thousand Year Blood War with Kubo's involvement, making it the story he wants to tell.
Mm.
So depending on how the anime ends off with it, it might replace One Piece, but I don't think so. One Piece, near and dear to my heart, still number one for me.
Okay. What about you, Traffy? Favorite of the big three?
So it used to be Bleach. I was a big Bleach lover back in the day, but since I started One Piece in 2019, it's been One Piece since then.
Okay. And Knox, what's your
Them's the
favorite?
story with a lot of people.
Mm.
Oh yeah, Knox, what's your favorite of the big three?
It's big One Piece, baby. You already know what it is. But
One
I mean,
Piece.
for the longest time, like, because I was like really late to One Piece compared to the other two. Like, I was following Naruto and Bleach like weekly in the anime, like for many years or whatever. And Naruto had always just like been so special to me and was the one that I preferred over the two. But then One Piece came in and took over everything, and I've been locked in with that answer ever since.
The One
Okay.
Piece is real.
It's so real.
Real.
Yeah, One Piece is gonna be a lollipop or something when that shit finally gets found at the end. It's gonna be something
It'll
goofy
just
or
be a gold
stupid.
statue
That
of Buddha's
lollipop
head.
better have like the craziest writing that a lollipop has ever fucking had in
That shit,
anything. If
that
that's the
shit
case.
gonna
Look,
that shit gonna be unwrapped and have hair on it. Yeah.
look, at least though it confirmed it's an actual physical treasure and not the cliche friend.
Yeah,
The treasure was the journey.
I don't even think he used the word treasure. I just think he said it was like a tangible thing and not something like
Yeah, it was a
metaphysical.
tangible
Like,
thing. So
Yeah.
yeah.
All right. So I think that's enough icebreaker questions. Let's get down to the meat of the show. Why you guys pulled up to watch us or listen to us, whatever platform you're listening to it on. The breakdown of the show, we still haven't concreted, the things that we'll be talking about. There's a lot of manga that we all read and like, and I know that there's a lot of manga that the viewers, read and like. And I want to say that there's a few say less Don, Chainsaw Man, JJK's ending. There's Ranger Reject. There's Eden Zero, which is ending. But just to give you guys an idea of the manga that we all enjoy, obviously One Piece. Let's see, this Chosen X. We
Oh
read a lot of
yeah.
stuff from Weekly
Mhm.
Shonen Jump, Weekly Shonen Magazine, Jump Plus, Jump Square. There's a lot of manga out right now. We don't want to just limit ourselves to only talking about like the ones that everybody's talking about in Shonen Jump. Of course, we'll talk about a few in Shonen Jump here and there, but also if you guys want us to cover anything specific, let us know in the comments for sure. And so if you haven't already, there'll be a link down below in the description for you to follow the Twitter account, Panel Focus. It's a new Twitter account. You can interact with us. We'll all, comment and respond and stuff like that when we see. We'll put out a lot of posts and a lot of tweets and stuff to get the audience, involved and stuff like that. But you guys had anything to say about like the breakdown and what we'll be talking about, or throw out something that you would like to talk about?
Yeah, I think it's important for, us to kind of like let the streets know that this is going to be a review show that is definitely going to focus on three of those magazines that you had kind of brought up a couple moments ago. I think we want to try to have a healthy combination of series from Weekly Shonen Jump, Jump Plus, and Weekly Shonen Magazine to start things off, and then of course we'll have to like continue to have conversations and deliberate about exactly which series from each magazine will be on the show, but it'll be about three from each magazine for a total of like 9 series total on the review show whenever we lock in those manga for the official roster. So I just wanted to set that stage for everybody.
We
I
also
might throw
do
in like a
want,
monthly series here and there.
Yeah,
yeah.
we can
But
always throw in something. Sorry, traffic. Go ahead.
no, that's all good. But
Sure.
we do want to spend some time to highlight new and upcoming manga as well. So if there's anything that's like just dropping, we'll check out the first chapter and let you know our thoughts on it and let you know if we're interested enough to continue reading that series.
Of course. All right, so the reason you guys, clicked on the video today, we're talking about Ichi the Witch, brand new weekly Shonen Jump manga started this week. I'm hype. I was hyped before the chapter dropped, and a lot of people were too.
There's a lot of reason to be excited about that creative team,
Yeah.
man. Like, what a combo, right?
lot of reason to be hyped. So we got
It's also like number 10 in the hottest manga on Manga Plus right now.
Yeah, it's already doing
So that
insane
is-
numbers too.
It's already doing
deservedly.
insane.
That's only going to get better. And Osamu Nishi and Shiro Usazaki, the author of Welcome to Demon School, Iruma-kun, and the artist from Act Age, those are big names. A lot of
Big
people were,
Nishizaki shit.
yeah, a lot of people were asking, why are you guys hyping this series up? It's just another, soon to be acts, and it's like these
Shut
aren't
up, you
like
filthy casual.
Yeah,
you
we're
don't know
not-
anything.
we're not hyping up just some random manga because the guy has a witch hat on. Like these are goats. This is
Real goats.
this is like Kobe.
Everybody was waiting
Yeah.
for the return of the Act Age artist.
Everybody.
And like
Oh,
we've
yeah.
been talking about that since the news
I had
came
almost
out
given up
about
hope. It had been
yeah,
4 years.
a lot of people had, you know what I'm saying? Like the author was a fucking weirdo. They got him the fuck up out of here. They were
Yeah.
like, "What's up with old girl? When's she gonna come back and do the damn thing again?" And now it's finally here, and she's teaming up with the Iruma-kun author. So that's just like
Match made in
like
heaven.
idyllic, yeah, like
Yeah.
insane, like a combo that no one knew that they needed. Honestly,
Like
and-
not to throw shade here, but I like just to play devil's advocate. I feel like the people who were asking that weren't aware of who these people were, and so
Right.
they just
Oh, yeah, for
assumed
sure.
this was another Kagurabachi situation, and that's no shade on Kagurabachi.
Yeah,
of course,
It's
not.
been pretty good.
It's been
Yeah.
really good.
it's definitely
It overcame the meme.
Yeah, people thinking that like the ones that knew who was behind this, everyone thought that like we were just kind of like trying to meme it up or whatever, and it's not. This isn't a meme. Like these are goats that we've been waiting for. Like, welcome to Demon School, Iruma-kun. I said it a lot. That shit like saved my life. It's just reading that
Yeah.
series made
I'm
me.
catching
I
up to
feel
the
like a
anime
better
right
person.
now so I can catch up to the manga.
It's a great series. I feel like it made me a better person. And
was
Act
a
Age
lot of
was
fun.
like Act Age was like the next big thing. It was on the come up. It was huge. It was getting like they had like
It was Oshinoko before Oshinoko.
It was
right.
going to the moon, man. It felt like it could do no wrong. Like it was
They had-
just week
From
to
what I
week.
read, it looked beautiful.
They had like mad
I was
promotion
loving
and
the
shit.
MC.
They had like headset commercials or something. I saw they had like not like Beats by Dre, but some other like headphones company had like Yonagi or whatever had like a promotion or something. But that series was on the up and up, and now that artist is working with Osamu Nishi, who is constantly in the top 10 or 50 or whatever with sales with Iruma-kun. And Iruma
Yeah.
has over 300 chapters, a spinoff with over 200 chapters that's getting an anime, and it's got multiple other spinoffs, and all of them always sell well. Like, this is a match made in heaven.
Right.
Yep.
It's also really interesting to have the author of Iruma-kun not only just write and draw for their main series in a different magazine, but now they're just writing for an entirely different rival magazine.
Yeah,
which I find
she's
really interesting.
She's
I'm
just
surprised
so
they allowed her to do that.
prolific. Yeah.
Because like
Yeah.
the only other mangaka that I know in recent memories that has like done multiple series at the same time, mostly in the same magazine, was like Aka Akasaka, who was doing Love Is War and Oshinoko, and now he's doing a third series.
That one
And,
actually got axed, you see?
Oh, it did.
Yeah,
Oh.
I was reading
And,
that and was actually in the process of making a video for it, and it got axed.
Damn.
Wow. That one seemed pretty funny.
That's
But
the Yato
and
effect.
I also got to mention like the obvious person, Hiro Mashima. The guy's worked on like 3 different manga at the same time up until Eden Zero's finale.
Yeah, talk
He,
about prolific. Holy shit, that might be the
The
busiest
guy's working
mangaka
on
in
his
the game
own. The
today.
guy's trying to write his own original anime series while doing all this, learning how to
Oh, wow.
code.
Watanabe
overseeing the
type
Eden
beat.
Zero video game
Yeah, he's real.
and doing game design and doing character designs for video games,
Yeah, he's really out
and
here for real.
also doing live streams on YouTube. The man is a literal monster of work.
Not a real guy.
I don't know how he
Something
does it.
like a robot or an alien.
So we got all that. You know, people we got similar cases of, you know, mangaka working in multiple magazines. But what I don't think anyone has ever heard of is Shonen Jump finally has its first female duo with both of these.
I
You know,
actually mentioned
people.
that in my review of it.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, I
It's a
heard
very
somebody
interesting
say
thing
that
to
in
happen.
one of our chats, and I was like, dude, is that really the very first like double woman creative team in Weekly Shonen Jump history? I mean, like, I don't, doubt it or whatever, but that was just a crazy fact that I like wasn't ready for.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think
That is interesting.
I think that's a big deal though, because a lot of people, with the premise of the series, focused on, you know, only females, only women have the access to magic in this world, but the main character is a guy, and people were thinking we were going to get this weird kind of gender story thing. But I think
I was
with
getting Infinite Stratos vibes
yeah,
from a lot of people.
I think with
Yeah,
two women at the helm of it, it's pretty safe to say that like they're not going to do that. Like it's not going to get
yeah,
Yeah, I'm
weird
pretty
because
certain.
it's
right,
two women, you know, writing and drawing this, and also,
yeah,
you know, Iruma-kun is very like they know what they're doing. This isn't some rookie series.
yeah, and it's not unheard of. Like either you got like Dune with the Bene Gesserit, you got like Wheel of Time has also like dabbled in the whole like women can use the power and men, have like a different weaker version of it.
Mm.
Type situation. Like we've seen it in fiction before. So, with two pros like this at the helm, I'm sure that they know what they're doing and they have a good, understanding of like fictional history and whatnot and like have a really good idea for it. So I'm locked in either way.
Yeah. So what you
Yeah.
guys think? You think it's I mean, it's probably too early to say, but I'm gonna say it. I think the series is safe, man. I don't think it's going nowhere.
It's
I
going
think
to
so
the
too. With the
moon.
backing behind
Never
it.
seen a safer Weekly Shonen Jump debut. You know what I'm saying?
Plus, with like plus a Black Clover out of the magazine, they need their fantasy
Finally!
magic series. In there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now with JJK and MHA basically done, they're probably hopefully they're a bit more lenient with the newcomers, so that they could probably fill those slots more.
I think this is the start of the next era of Jump, man. Like all that stuff
I
is
think
gone.
so
Like
too.
you said, Yozakura's
Akrabachi's leading
gone.
the charge right now, but we still have like Akane Banashi running with
Yeah.
a little over 100.
There's
There's
a good amount of
we're getting
things
new
in the
stuff.
magazine. Yeah. So I mean, let's get into the chapter. So,
Yeah.
chapter title, First Hunt. What do you guys think? Let me start with Traffy. I haven't heard his voice in a few seconds. What you think about the chapter, man?
Yeah. So first, I want to stop to enjoy the cover art because
So
it's
beautiful.
so simple but so amazing, and it
So
really
good.
just oh my god, so good.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, it was a banger. I love all the colors and stuff. The art, the character design. It obviously it reminds me a little bit of Aruma, and I feel like I'm just gonna always have a lot to say about this series and Iruma-kun, but I don't want to keep bouncing to that. I can't help it, but you know it's gonna happen.
I mean, when the series already has like a prominent, when the writer already has a prominent series, you're gonna
Yeah.
want to mention their previous works.
Yeah,
It just comes
gonna
with the territory.
But
Yeah,
gonna
I
happen.
I just pulled the chapter up like just now. Finally, I probably should have already had it up, but yeah, I forgot how bussin' this color page was. Just like these
Right?
like almost like like watercolor, like pastel-ish color story. This very like verdant, like pastoral landscape to like set the scene with like all these yellows and blues and reds.
Mhm.
Like the
Yeah.
primary color balance is fucking
We're,
insane. Like
we're already getting fan art and fan colorings of this manga.
yeah, and they
It's
look really
great.
good.
I
Oh,
found
thank you,
I found the
guys.
fan coloring of the Scaras. That looks beautiful. I'll put it in the group chat later.
Yeah, the colors are really popping.
Very
I, I
poppy.
I think when the first image came out, everyone kind of like thought it was just going to be another, oh, it's another exorcism series. Main character draped in all black, he's hunting something. But like these
Yeah.
colors, like on the first color page, he's still dressed in mostly black. But there's another promo. Like if you look at the cover, like before you actually open to read the manga, if you look at the cover, he has multiple colors. Like his shoulders has like some different colors on it, and then he's got like all these different colors on his clothing. His sleeve has the cool like golden embroidery at the end with the flannel flary up we know whatever kind of
Flareon, yeah. We know
yeah, whatever on his
And
wrists.
the design of his hat is so cool. How it has like the feather design on the
Yeah.
Speak your piece.
Oh no, that was my piece. But when you were asking for like thoughts on the chapter, did you just mean the intro or the whole thing? Because I can go on.
Just lay it out, man. Just say what you feel, and somebody will jump in.
So my favorite part of this first chapter is the introduction to the magic system, because while the introduction is relatively simple, it pops up with a bunch of questions on how everything works, and that's really good for hooking people in.
For sure.
It's a very. I don't think I've heard. I don't think we've had this specific type of system. At least from what I read, the closest thing I could think of is like the Jin from Magi. Like they have like pass their test, you gain or prove yourself to them, you'll gain their abilities. That's the closest thing I can think of.
Yeah, and I wonder about that.
I like that.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, and I like the idea that it's really just like living magic that wants to be with humans, but they have to pass the test to get this power. And there's ones like the way we saw in this chapter that hate humanity, and you'll just make bullshit rules so they don't get beat by them.
Mm-hmm.
And there's also the possibility that based off of passing trials and stuff, maybe the witches could end up just getting new spells by overcoming new trials over and over again. Possibilities seem endless.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and like
I wonder how deep they're gonna get into that. How many magics a witch can carry and stuff like that, and can a magic be defeated? Like can a witch defeat a magic, or complete their trial and take the magic ability but not use it? Maybe teach it to someone else. Like, is it kind of like a capsule or Pokeball or something? Can they take it and not use it? Maybe they're one-time uses. So I beat the fire magic, and I now possess the capsule that would allow me to learn how to control fire, but maybe I don't want to do that, and I want to give it to somebody else. So I wonder if they'll be able to pass along magics and stuff like that, or if it's something that they'll be able to train and have multiple people that can do fire magic.
Right.
Yeah, and like one of the big questions I have is, how does someone get stronger? Is it simply by collecting more magics, or like so?
That's a good question. It's probably a layered situation where like
we all have been introduced in the first chapter to the strongest witch.
Yeah,
So,
and like
there has to be something to it.
There's implication that there might be like a stamina based system for it, but there's also implications that there's not, because like if their magic is coming from an external source, they're only as strong as the magic that they took. But at the same time, if they're saying only women have the aptitude for magic, then it seems like they can increase their aptitude, which would make it stronger. So are they leveling up their spells, or are they just stacking spells on and becoming more creative with what they do? Like if you have water, you can throw a wave at someone, but you're like, oh wait, what if I sharpen the water and just shoot it at someone really fast? Something like that.
I think it can go a couple of different ways. I think the more like obvious route that it could take, just based off of the information that we got in the first chapter, is kind of like what Traffy said about how like the more magic you acquire from different sources will just like be added to your repertoire of things that you can pull out at any time and apply to like certain situations. But I mean, like these magics are living like sentient things that have their own personalities and their own histories. So I doubt that any of them will just be like a one-trick pony, like one spell per capture type thing. I think the longer that the characters spend with the magics, it's like a layered like stage effect where it's like, hey, we've been kicking it for a while. I think I'm ready to show you like the other shit that I can do. You know what I mean? As a singular magic, you know what I mean? Like he just got the king magic at the end of the chapter and whatnot. We're gonna get like a breakdown of exactly what that king magic means on this like first stage like level, and we'll probably see him do that for a while until he encounters a hurdle where what he's been doing with that magic before just isn't enough, and then maybe that king magic consciousness will come out and be like, hey, you ready for the next thing, my guy? Because I got more for you type shit. You know what I mean? So it could be something like that, but it could
be
also
the natural
just be
progression of things.
Yeah, it'd be
Yeah,
dope.
yeah.
It'd be dope if it's kind of like I was saying with Pokemon, like you learn the water magic and you start off with water gun, but as you continue to use it, you can now do hydro pump and
Double
you
beam and
can
hydro
yeah
pump
you
and
can do
yeah,
surf and stuff like that. But it just starts
type
off small.
shit.
But with something as grand, as King Magic, it's like where do
Hmm.
you what's the floor and where does that go? Like how does did
Yeah.
he basically just start
You
off
can learn
catching?
all magic
Yeah, like did he just start off
or
catching a
create new magic.
level 100 Mewtwo and it's just like is he already just busted? Um
You know,
and
the way that Nox just explained that, it reminded me of Zatch Bell.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. Hell
I have
yeah.
never read Zatch Bell.
Oh, you got to get in there, brother.
I
Yeah.
got to.
That's
The sequel's out right now.
mandatory.
It's doing
That's
crazy numbers in sales. I really want to
yeah,
check out that series.
yeah. That's
It's
Mando.
on
Part
my
two's
infinite
busting
list.
out the frame right now.
So just looking like flipping through the pages, it looks like witches might actually kind of specialize in something. Like I'm guessing that they can like the chick that comes, the witch, Descaris, she shows up and she's here to exterminate what is it, Ururo, the king
Baddie, by the
magic.
way.
Love her
Yeah,
already.
Bad.
love her.
Let me tell
Absolutely.
you something.
Yeah, she's got it.
I'm
Absolutely
reading
love the
for
hat.
her. I love
Absolutely.
Ichi, but I'm reading for her. Fuck
Yeah,
it.
for sure. Absolutely
Same
love the
here.
hat, by the way, with the cloak coming off of the hat. Like that's cool. I don't think I've ever seen that. Like that is that maybe that's normal. Not to me, but whatever. But like she's the abyssal witch, and so I'm guessing she has some sort of abyssal, abyss magic because the next witch we see is the Monogold, the Ariate witch. Is that's something to do with mirrors or reflections? Or something? I don't know
Yeah.
what that word means, but
I think it may be like the reward might be like aura or
okay.
something. But I also have like never seen this word aura yet. We could probably just look it up too.
Yeah, but like she clearly has mirror power, some sort of mirror
Oh yeah, that's right.
manipulation.
That's right. That's
But
right.
like the other witch, this
Oh, my bad. I looked it up. Aureate,
okay,
denoting, made of, or having the color of gold. Okay, cool.
Oh,
New
okay.
word.
Well,
Okay.
yeah, okay. So the names, the witch types aren't limited. Like it's not like Hunter x Hunter where it's like you're the music hunter. The Aureate witch, her name is Monogold, so she's got something to do with gold. Maybe her power isn't mirrors, but it's like talking and using things that contain gold. Maybe all these mirrors are like wrapped in gold frames or something, and that's her
Yeah.
deal. And
I
she's
feel
like
like
talking through it.
Maybe.
she's gonna be like King Midas or Midas from Greek mythology. She touches things and
Oh,
it turns to
sure.
gold.
That would be dope.
Yeah.
Gilgamesh.
Just off the mirrors, I like immediately thought of Yata no Kagami. You know what I'm saying? Type shit. Borsalino. Fucking. There's a lot of characters that like use
Yeah,
that like specific named attack, but I just immediately
Yeah.
thought of like, that move from Kizaru in One Piece.
I couldn't help it. When I saw the mirrors, I immediately thought of the guy from Black Clover, and then the mirror Ramus from the Bugle Call, which I don't know if.
You should have just said that.
Yeah, I mean, the mirror Ramus is a much better mirror character. If you
Oh
haven't
yeah.
read, if you haven't read it, mirror Ramus makes mirror magic look fucking incredible.
He also that character
Phenomenal.
from Eden Zero that Homura fought that used mirrors.
Okay, I don't remember that one.
Shit, I don't remember that either.
Yeah,
It
but
was
his
Homura's Overdrive debut
Oh, okay.
okay, his bag's so
a
deep.
long time ago.
He's probably got like a million things in there. But yeah, Abyssal Witch. So she's pulling up and she wants to like her goal is to kill the king magic. So I'm guessing like I mean, if she comes to kill him, wouldn't it kind of make sense that like she would be also coming to claim and take over and have king magic, whatever that is? Like she would be
Seems
Descaris.
seems like it.
Yeah, like so I guess
I
they
guess
gotta
that was
have.
just a way of confirming it, maybe.
Yeah, I guess they since they have these titles, maybe Abyssal is something different. But she her intention, it seems to me, was to claim this magic and be able to use it once she defeated.
What if her name means that she has like an infinite potential for magic, and that she's one of the few people that can have like multiple due to her baseline aptitude. That's why she's called Abyssal, like
Oh,
bottom.
we're here for that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm here for that. Like her
Run that up.
bottomless potential. She is the abyss of magic.
Yeah.
She
It would
has
also
the
explain
most.
the strongest witch title too.
Yeah, they
Also,
call her the strongest.
Ice water.
on top of that, the way that she kind of like threatened Ichi makes you assume that there's a possibility that she could take it from him after he defeated it.
That
Yeah.
is a curious thing.
Because it's either that or, she was just threatening him because he was a male who could use magic.
To
Which,
me, that
That
sorry,
does
go
pose an interesting question. What happens to somebody who gains a magic ability and
in,
dies? Does that power leave and form somewhere else? Or does it transfer
I'm
to the person that
assuming
killed them?
that. Ooh, okay. So that's another interesting possibility. I guess when you brought it up, I just assumed that that it would dissipate out or
It
it
could be
would
like
leave the
devil
body
fruits.
and yeah, it could be like reclaimed again by like someone else.
yeah.
Maybe the magic like gets its own body again or whatever and runs off for someone else to reclaim it.
Yeah, he was like, "That was fun, ha ha ha! Next time I'll see you guys again." Or something, he blasts
Yeah.
off. I guess when she pointed her sword at him and was like, "Don't move." I kind of saw that as not Yuji's a bad example, I want to say, but like when Yuji ate the finger and it's like, "Okay, bro, we got to watch you. You're getting executed." It kind of felt like to me like she doesn't know him and he now claims the most powerful magic from the king magic, and now he needs to die because we can't let someone run off with that power. We gotta like get you out of here. That's how I took it when she was like, stop right there, don't move a muscle.
Yeah.
yeah, that's fair. But
Yeah.
then again, like, what are they going to do? Because his rule was that only a male could pierce his heart. So,
Right.
it's not like
True.
they could really do anything about it.
Yeah,
Exactly.
it just kind of feels like the type of thing where they didn't have a solution for it at the time. Like they thought they could kill it, and find out in the heat of battle that okay, we can't kill it. Someone does kill it, and like we didn't think that far. If she would have killed it, it would have been fine because she possesses the magic. But since she couldn't, and then someone else did, this Ichi kid is a complete new
Anomaly.
factor. Yeah, he's an
Yeah.
anomaly, and he wasn't accounted for. They weren't expecting some random kid to show up with pitfall traps and
You know what's
stab this
funny?
thing.
I think
Yeah.
this whole fight was being broadcast through all those mirrors, so all the
Oh,
witches now know.
yeah,
Oh
absolutely.
shit! I didn't even
That's
think
hilarious.
about that. And I kind of want to take a moment to kind of like change the subject from what the conversation is amazing so far, obviously. But before I forget, I kind of want to just focus on Ichi as a character for a
Oh
little
yeah.
bit here. And like what
Yeah.
really like stood out to me about him is I just really enjoy this dynamic about witches and magic kind of running the society, but then Ichi is over here as a hunter. You know what I mean? And I think that was just a brilliant decision because I feel like hunters in general are just like really easy to kind of like latch onto and like resonate with. It's such a like it's such a tried and true like evergreen like archetype for a main character, I want to say, like especially in these like super powered like shonen stories that we follow. Like right away I immediately thought of like Yuru from Yomi no Tsugai or like Daemons of the Shadow Realm and how hard that kind of like hit like
I love that
dynamically.
series so much.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And I think that, a character that is, born and raised and like dyed in the wool, like in nature and, survival and instinct is just like a
Origin's pretty
very
dark.
interesting. Yeah, and that's another thing too, that, about his origin, and I'm sure all of the Aruma fans like clocked this as well, and I think I might have even seen Yato or Axel or someone bring it up before, but his origin was very reminiscent of Iruma as well, as far as like being abandoned by parents and left to fend for themselves in like a new world that's
Yeah, well,
scary
the
for.
difference here, he was sold off to a literal demon king that wanted to spoil him like his own grandfather.
Right,
So,
definitely
Yeah.
not the same, but just like in the same vein of like we're telling a story about, a kid who, before he was barely even, like fully cognizant probably just was left alone and didn't have any of that proper nurture
Yeah.
and like what kind of character that creates in an atmosphere like that is just like really compelling by itself. So,
yeah,
And before Iruma was sold off,
philosophy
he
of death for
was
death.
yeah. Before Iruma was sold off to his grandfather, now he was actually left alone a lot. His parents were very and like not very. They were
Assholes.
not good parents. They would leave him and go on trips and stuff and go travel and just just
Have him work from the age of
work, but
3.
like he would also just have to find his own food and stuff. He was very much like this character, except he had things somewhat, but he was very much left alone and in the same
yeah.
situation to Ichi a lot of the time. He just didn't have like his parents didn't tell him to kill himself. This kid
Yeah.
was
Mhm.
left with a knife, and he had to forge for himself and fight.
And let's talk about that knife, baby, because this very first fucking panel where he jumps out the bushes on this goose or this moose thing.
That was a jump
Yeah.
scare.
Yeah, jumps out the bushes on this like druid mountain guardian thing or whatever. I was just like, oh,
Flower
man,
Field Guardian.
yeah, Flower Field Guardian. That shit is so cold blooded, and that just goes back again to like how much of a like easy like home run the hunter archetype kind of is, because it's such a like intense and like visceral, like we've seen so many depictions of people out like in the wild having to fend for themselves. You have like Leonardo DiCaprio and like the Revenant fighting that bear.
Yeah.
That's like that
Yeah.
that anybody will bite their nails and be on the edge of their seat in a situation like that. It's something about just the idea of constantly being in a fight or flight situation, having to use twitch responses and like very small margins of error and windows of opportunity to keep yourself alive. And the Nishizaki team just like really focuses on that in the scenes that show Ichi hunting, because like when he stabs this motherfucker in the neck, it's so ruthless and like right there. And like, or wait, no, this isn't the mountain god. I think they actually off-screen the mountain god. I'm thinking of
Yeah,
the
it was
flash.
off-screen.
I'm thinking of
The
the
wolf.
flashback with the wolf and whatnot.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, I'll kill myself. Oh, wolf. All right, bet. And then just like stabs him in the fucking neck very viciously. And it's like
And-
that's always going to hit, and they just get it, and you can tell.
That's one of the things that I really enjoyed about Ichi, though, is he has like this innocent bloodlust
Yeah.
because he wants to hunt, he wants to kill,
yeah.
but he has morals to the point that he's only going to kill something that threatens humans. And
Right.
I
Or
feel
for
like that
food.
makes such a great character because
Yeah.
he fits into like this dangerous category, but he's a good dude.
Yeah, and just like aesthetically, like kind of to dovetail like off of the point that you just made, like he has that very shonen, quality to his character design and the facial expressions that the Nishizaki team kind of have him make, where he has that very like wide-eyed, like naive yet determined kind of facial expressions that he makes when he's like locked in and focused on hunting, and when he's just in any kind of like high stress situation. It's very reminiscent of like a Yuji or a Shin from Sakamoto days, or even a Gon from Hunter x Hunter. You know what I mean? It's just like a
Yeah.
very, they just have that face. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I don't know if you guys. I'm sure you guys know what I'm talking about. It's hard for me to kind of like
Yeah, yeah.
articulate the
Yeah,
thought
I
right
get it,
now. But like,
I get
yeah,
it.
like they just have that look where their eyes are wide and they look like, oh my God, I'm this young boy in this big world and everything is like kind of scary, but I'm locked in though, type
Yeah,
shit. You know
and
what
he
I
said
mean?
it. He said there's
Yeah.
things he still wants to do, and I really like that. Like this character, he's raised himself hunting animals and stuff in the mountains and in the woods,
Mhm.
but he's still popular. Like he comes down to this village, and everybody's like, "Oh, Ishi's come down. Why are you leaving so soon?" They're sad to see him go and
Right.
happy to see him come. But it's like normally, I feel like characters who are like these mountain hermit hunters
Yeah.
probably aren't popular. They're probably not good with the ladies, but
Right.
they're happy to see him and hugging him, and he's throwing them rabbit meat and jerky to
It's a
go
nice
Yeah.
change.
on their trip.
Despite
Yeah,
the
it's nice.
societal like disconnect of like living in a forest versus like people who are a little bit more assimilated into higher level society and civilization, like he seems
Yeah.
to fit right in and people seem to fuck
It's
with him.
probably
So
because he's
he's
a good hunter and he just helps the
exactly
town out a lot.
Yeah.
right.
I'm-
Yeah, he's bringing a lot to the table in that regard, and he's just got like such an effortless like charisma to him that is so important for a shonen MC to have, and they just fucking nailed it.
What I'm glad about is I'm really happy they didn't do the thing in a lot of stories where it's like the main character is different from everybody, and then like they show a front where everybody is like nice to them, but then when the main character leaves, it's like, wow, that filthy guy, glad he got out of here. Everyone really genuinely likes this kid. And they're happy to see him, and they didn't like when he left. They weren't like, don't talk to him because he's a guy. He can't do, not only
Yeah, I
other
wonder
than
how
the
the
magic.
discrimination is gonna
Yeah,
work, if
they
if
didn't-
any. You know what I mean? Are they gonna be roasting him for being like a
Yeah.
dude using magic, or
Maybe
what?
it'll happen when he actually goes to the Magic Society. But I'm just glad that like the people in the village weren't like
Yeah.
treating him weird because he's like the mountain hermit guy.
Yeah,
Another
I
thing
just
about
don't. I just
the
don't want it to approach like pastiche levels of like Black Clover
Yeah.
familiarity, and like because it's just like we're trying to move on from that. This shit is up next. But anyway, yeah, go ahead.
I think it'll be safe, especially like with the history with Iruma being the only human in the demon world. It's like it's not weird. I think they know how to handle it. But another thing
Yeah.
with the hunter aspect, like you were talking about, is I think a lot of people just find hunter archetype characters very relatable because you can put yourself in the shoes. You can say like,
Every
what would I do? Yeah, what would I do if I was stranded on the mountain?
We've
Yeah,
all had that conversation so many times in our
yeah,
lives, whether it takes the form of like, okay, if you're trapped on a deserted island, like what are the
yeah.
top 3 things you want to have with you, or what DVD do you want to, like whatever, what have you, like.
And it's so much easier to like relate to that versus like a Yuji who can like run a mile in 10 seconds or whatever. And it's like
Right.
Yuji's a normal kid for the most part, but he's still got superhuman strength, and then
He's
he
a
eats a thinker.
skyscraper hopper. Like
Yeah,
the
he eats a
motherfucker jumped up
yeah.
like 6 flights of stairs in like one fell swoop in the first chapter.
Yeah, Hunter is a cool just beginner thing, but I'm really
Yeah.
interested to see how he goes forward now that he has all these flashy clothes. How do you hunt when you're dressed like a peacock and you got
Oh
all this
yeah,
So-
gold on
camouflage
your
isn't a
body?
thing anymore. You want to
Yeah.
know what? I bet you he like just doesn't activate the magic when he's hunting and only uses it when he has to like
Oh, but-
encounter like
No.
other magic. Yeah.
I wanted to talk about
That would be
that because
interesting.
I feel like he's going to integrate the creativity of hunting into using his magic. So we're going to see
yeah.
him use like mainly magic traps.
Yeah,
And it's going to
that
be the
would
coolest thing
fucking-
ever.
That would be butterscotch for sure.
Yeah,
that's
that's
a
good.
great point.
Okay. One thing I do want to mention is that I'm excited for, that I'm really excited and eager to see, based off of the first chapter, is how Usazaki manages to like draw and panel out action sequences, like full blown action sequences between
Yeah.
two different characters.
Oh yeah.
I'm
for
curious
sure.
to see how she'll be able to do that. Like, I didn't go very far into Act Age, so I don't know if she managed to do any of that with some of the future arcs or whatever. But I'm curious to see how she's gonna do action sequences.
Yeah,
I
magic
think-
user v magic user action is really going to be like the litmus test of like, exactly like what kind of potential we're dealing with here. Because it is a visual medium at the end of the day, and when
It's
you
gonna
have
be like
like
a make or break for a lot of shonen fans.
yeah, especially
If
when
the
you have
paneling and action isn't up to snuff, they're not going to care too much about it unless it stays in
Especially-
the magazine for a while and
right,
gets a really good adaptation like Demon Slayer,
and especially in
which
this
case everybody
magazine,
will be all for it.
yeah, and especially in this magazine where you have like contemporaries and peers like Jujutsu Kaisen and Sakamoto Days that are neck and neck on the action choreography tip. You know what I mean? It's like
Yeah.
what will really high stakes like later high level action look like in this series?
I'm thinking it'll be more like along the lines of like a My Hero Academia, but like with magic. I don't see it being a hand-to-hand
Maybe.
super choreography heavy series because Iruma was never that. But Iruma and Act Age both did. They were more like a spectacle. Like they would do like these big double pages where like a character would have a cool pose. Like you'll see Iruma posted up and it's a double page spread and he's pulling back an arrow or something. But you never see 7 panels
Like
on a
real
page dedicated.
sequencing.
Yeah, it's not going to be. I don't think you're going to see anything close to Sakamoto Days or JJK, but it's going to be stuff that people enjoy. And with magic, I feel like there's not a lot of magic stories that really go super into choreography. It's
Yeah,
mostly
you
like
got, like,
tossing out big
Magi
More so
spells.
the
and
paneling and
like,
presentation.
You got Magi and Black Clover. I'll give it to Black Clover. They be in their bag when it comes to the choreography.
The action.
I want to say, especially when you have like characters like Luck in the scene that is a very like taijutsu oriented like that motherfucker be throwing hands with and feet with lightning on him. You know what I mean? So he gets some pretty cool sequences.
So-
but
One thing I do want to point out is I feel like we can kind of use this first chapter to predict where it's going to go. I don't think they're scared of doing like hand-to-hand fighting because as soon as Descada shows up, she starts throwing her sword around. She doesn't use magic to begin with. She's like, "Here, get stabbed."
yeah, but
Yeah.
it's kind of like that, that manga staple of just like a bunch of really fast actions, a bunch of attacks and blocks, like in like not like a montage, but like all on one panel, like a
Yeah,
bunch
okay.
of movements. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
I see what you
so
mean.
like we're talking about like actual like sequencing,
Okay,
like
yeah.
from panel to panel, and like how the camera follows the room and the characters, and how positions like switch back and forth throughout the fight and things like that. When it
'cause-
comes to
Sorry, here you see like in one page it's like this. There's two different types of fighting, I think, and it's like when I think of choreography, I always think back to the fight with Yuji versus Choso. In that fight, you have many panels dedicated to subtle movements, like Yuji slide. Both of them are stanced up, and then there's a panel where Yuji slightly slides his foot up like 2 inches, and then Choso slides his foot up as they're inching towards each other. And then you got a panel where they're both throwing an arm, and then like this is all on the same page, or like Choso stabbing. You can see him, stabbing Yuji's foot like 3-4 times with the blood blade. On the other end of the spectrum, you have stuff where I think it's going to be like this, where on one page you're going to have someone charging up an attack, and then when you turn the page, that attack will have landed, and you'll get like a panel dedicated to like an arrow flying, but then like the next page is going to be the person either dodging or getting hit and flying into a boulder or something. But
Very
I don't think
bare bones, like back and forths,
but with flash to it. I don't think we're going to get crazy like hand-to-hand choreography. The anime will make it crazy if it gets an anime, but I don't.
But Yato, like, you never know though, because like with Ichi's fighting style being like hunting oriented, like there is like a certain like base level of game theory that is like kind of going to go into Ichi as a character as far as like plotting out like different areas of his strategy if he is going to lean into the hunting fighting style that we know he has in him. You know what I mean? He might like throw the knife and then you dodge, but you took a step to the left and fell into like a pitfall, and then now your foot is in like a sinkhole or something like that. And now all of a sudden he's behind you, got the knife again, slices your Achilles tendon, and then does like a backflip kick or some shit. You know what I mean? You never know like what his bag can really look like as a hunter. Or how much
it would be interesting to see that level of strategy placed into it.
Yeah, now that he has like magic and whatnot, like I feel like it's easy to think that it's just going to be these like really flashy double page spreads of like huge energy attacks and like did they dodge it, did they not dodge it type shit. And I'm sure we'll see a lot of that. But I'm like really confident in this creative team to capitalize on the hunting fighting style like aspect to his character. I think that's a really important quality that they should not
An interesting thing
skip on.
that could potentially happen is him refusing to use the power, thinking of it as a cheat code.
Sure.
Well,
also be a
just at the end of the chapter, he seems kind of like I don't think he's gonna like look at it like it's below him.
But he might just be like, shit, I got Old Faithful right here. I'm gonna hit though. You know what I'm saying? Why not just slice this motherfucker? Like, oh, the slice didn't work. All right, maybe I'll pull out this king magic then. Like, I can definitely see it going that way, Grief. That's a good one.
Yeah. Was that everything we wanted to talk about so far?
Magic system, character,
world building.
World building is fire.
I think
the delivery of information like felt really organic throughout. It didn't feel like overly expository, even though it's
it didn't feel like it was too little either.
Yeah, exactly. It felt very sweet spot. It felt very like, holy shit, these guys are pros. It's giving like we know exactly what we're doing. We know exactly what this is. Like we have the identity solved, and we're just ready to show it to you guys. Type shit.
That's one of the things I was confused about because the exposition doesn't feel like exposition. Like there's like 2 or 3 pages that's all exposition, but it doesn't feel like they're just yapping at you.
Right. That's because they know what they're doing, and they know like organic ways to deliver a lot of words at once in ways that doesn't feel like it's done exclusively for the audience because we're here to read a comic book. It feels like we're in the mind of the main character, and it makes sense for him to be thinking things like these, and it makes sense for characters to be saying the things that they're saying to each other, and like the scenes all serve multiple purposes at the same time. So that's what gives it that like very easy to digest and thumb through kind of quality to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I love that it also just has, it's a Shonen Jump manga, so of course it's got to have its comedy, and the moments like Uroro, and he's got Discaris in his hand, and he's like, you ha ha ha, no one can kill me because no woman can pierce my heart. Then the next page is just Ichi showing up, and he's like, we're kind of having a conversation here. And he's like, I'm a man. What? I'm a man, and then
the guy I met.
He immediately goes to like smash Ichi after hearing that he's a man. I guess he saw that as a threat, but like he gets caught in this pitfall.
Or just saw him as an annoyance.
And then it's like, okay, now he's caught in the pitfall, and I stab his heart, and Ichi poof, he's got this cool outfit. And I love the fit, man. The new witch
Yeah.
fit. He's got like
Everything
the
just
Yeah.
feels so good in this
And
shit.
Nishi
Like,
from the point from before, Nishi knows how to write comedy.
yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
like
Everything is very well balanced. You know what I mean? You have like a lot of time dedicated to the hunting aspect. You have a lot of time dedicated to the magic aspect. You have a lot of time dedicated to the setting and where it takes place. And we got like a couple examples of the kind of creatures that you'll see in the world. Everything just feels like it's firing on all cylinders, and everything got an adequate amount of time to kind of like introduce itself and present itself. It helps a lot with the verisimilitude when things are that balanced, in my opinion.
I
Yeah.
think the comedy that really got me though was when the king swipes at him and he's just like, "Aha! You just tried to kill me!" and then jumps into the air screaming "Death for death!" Like,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
I was like,
That was
he is
awesome.
so unserious about this fight, and that's great.
I imagine it'd be really weird for anyone in the area because no one here knows this kid. And so, like, you see this king magic attack this kid and misses, and then the kid's in the sky and he's like, "Death for death!" And it's like,
Yeah.
what the hell is going on? And then he's like, "Oh shit, he killed it!" Like, what?
Yeah.
He did it. We
It
couldn't know
reminds
it's-
me of in Mars Chronicle, Battle Angel Alita. I won't spoil too much, but just like when Alita's like Gelda, and she's like running into like the battlefield, like just ready to slash and kick like anything that she gets an opportunity to. It's very reminiscent of that for me.
Yeah. The last thing that me personally I wanted to touch on, you guys probably got more, but like the last thing that I really wanted to say was just addressing the whole thing that people were saying online about, him being the one male that happens to conveniently, coincidentally be there at the time when it needs to happen. And it's like pretty much all shonen manga happen or start off with crazy extreme coincidences that are like
Yeah.
1 in a million or 0.00%. Like,
Yeah, that's when you do it is in the
common.
first chapter. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's when you have like the conveniences.
Yeah,
you know,
it's like
yeah.
Yuji ate the finger, and there's a 1 in a million chance that the person eating the finger would die. Luffy found the fruit or whatever. What's the chances of a kid just randomly eating the fruit and now he becomes the
Ichigo
sun god?
encountering Rukia.
Yeah, it's like these main characters. First chapter, there's
Although that was all
always
part
these.
of Aizen's master plan.
We always have these wild coincidences for chapter 1. People getting hooked, caught up on this hook of, oh wow, the main character is the one man in the world who happens to have the perfect skill set to take down the magic that can't be beaten by girls, and all the girls have the power. It's like, I don't think that's bad. I think it's fine. It's the main character. It's how we begin the journey. Yeah.
So one small fun fact that I do want to point out here. So their like activation word for magic, the lazud, that's from Hebrew, and it basically means to plot or to plan an evil act. Just fun side
interesting.
note.
No, that's very good. Thank you for that.
Yeah, that's good to know. I'm very very interested in seeing where chapter 2 and the rest of the series will go, and will our main character join the magic school, and will he get looked down upon by all the big voluptuous women who do
More
big
of
magic?
those.
Yeah, will he get looked down upon? And that there'd be a lot of girls, because I was about to say maybe some guy, I'm thinking like some snarky annoying guy like Silva. Noel's family from Black Clover, but there's no guys. There's no male magicians. So, this is going to be interesting to see, and how the teachers and the society adjust to him when he pulls up for a mission. It's like, why are you here, sir? Only where's the girls? Where's the witches? And he's like, I'm here. I'm a witch. And it's like,
So I'm a make a prediction here. I feel like eventually they will introduce another male witch, but he's gonna be a villain.
Oh yeah, I can see that.
That does seem like
I
the
can see
natural
it.
course of things.
Yeah, no, now that you say it, it seems so obvious.
It just feels right.
Yeah,
or like
for
if
sure.
magic can be taught, like if they can take magic and spread it to others, I wonder if he would eventually be able to spread his king magic to other men and thus make an even amount, like there be male wizards or warlocks, so that we have warlocks and witches.
Here's a
Yeah.
question though: if someone beats a magic without the aptitude, what happens to them? Do they like die?
It's either that or it just dissipates. I
Yeah,
feel like we'll get an
maybe.
answer soon.
Well, I wonder if because I guess beating it is the challenge. Like I don't think, I guess could
There's
you
There's
fight the
different
wind?
challenges.
Yeah, but
It
could
doesn't
you
have to be a
could,
fight.
right, but could you choose to fight the wind magic instead of, walking with it for 1,000 miles? Could you choose if you wanted to fight the bonfire magic instead of holding it? Like it gave the trial. It was like, if you want to tame me, hold me in your hand for, a whole night. But if you wanted to kill that magic, could someone do that? Is I think the question that
It
Traffy's kind
might
of
have to
presented.
do with like the rules
Oh,
of
no, no.
what the creature is.
So my question was more in regards to how did they find out that men don't have the aptitude for magic? Like if a man defeats or passes a magic's trial, what happens to him?
Oh yeah.
Because the trial is there for them to accept the magic. So you would assume that if a male beats one, the magic would then integrate with him. So what happens? Does he just explode from magic?
Yeah, I'm also just very interested to see what men in their like society even do. Like, do they is like the wizard area just completely women, or do they at least have guys?
The men
Yeah,
belong in the kitchen.
yeah. I was gonna say, are the guys
Yeah,
like
give me
lunch
all of
ladies?
that.
Is there other guy janitors and stuff, and everybody else is just nose in the air witches? Is that what the
Yeah,
society's
give
gonna
the
be like?
dudes all the shitty jobs. I want to see a bunch of plumbers and shit.
Yeah.
It's like that one island in Magi, the Adventures of Sinbad.
Yeah, I want to see where
The
they
Amazon
take
with
that.
the Amazons.
Yeah, so another thing, the Uroro, the king magic weeb. I think you probably get this, but I thought it looked like Meliodas' dad, yeah, a little bit like the
You
same.
thought so too?
That's immediately what I thought
Looked like a
of. Yeah,
Demon King.
yeah, that's
That's
what I was
how it
thinking
was
of when I
drawn
saw him.
to an extent.
He's
Looks
got
similar.
a very interesting personality, which I feel like they're going to use very well. Like at this point, we don't know if they can communicate with the magics after they get their power, but how well they kind of integrated his personality into just this first chapter, I feel like him as a character is going to stick around. So we're going to see a lot of interaction between him and Ichi.
I agree for sure. You're probably
I
gonna
really
get
hope
like
so.
a.
I hope so too.
you're-
It'd be a waste for that not to be the case. So many free
Yeah,
interactions.
We're definitely gonna get the little chibi king magic, like character design where he hops on the shoulder, like, "What's up, fam? You need me yet? I
Yeah.
got something for you, buddy." Yeah, type
Or
shit.
like Professor Oak's voice, you try to pull out a bike in the building, and it's like you hear Professor Oak voice telling you can't do that.
Yeah.
I want to see that, like the wizard witch magic thing talking
He'd
to
most
him.
likely just pop out and be like, "I hate you."
Hey yo.
Maybe. I mean, he set the rule, man. He can't be salty over losing his own game.
Hey, he said he hates
Yeah.
humanity. That don't change.
True. Yeah, you guys had anything else you wanted to say about chapter 1?
I think that's about
I
it
said
for
all I
me.
needed
Yeah.
to say.
I think it was a brilliant pilot. I think it was very dense but well paced, and all of the information that we got was good and like meant something.
Artwork was
There
beautiful as well.
The artwork was beautiful. There were no like wasted scenes. I feel like there was nothing that you could, cut out without damaging, the overall chapter. And I think that we're in good hands here, and I'm gonna just let them take the wheel
Let 'em
and
cook.
drive me wherever they taking me, and I'll enjoy the view. You know what I'm saying?
And
the whole
Jump,
way.
don't fuck this up.
Nah, for real though.
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
think
shit,
this-
Japan audiences don't fuck this up. Like, run those magazine sales up. Like buy those books. You know what I'm saying?
I'm about to
I think-
order one on eBay.
I think this is probably the safest thing that's been out in a while. Like Japan
Right.
loves Osamu and Nishi. I think they're gonna support the hell out of this no matter
For
what.
sure. Yeah.
I'd be very
Yeah.
surprised if Volume 1 didn't fly off the shelves and just break all the printing machines.
Nah, dead
But-
ass though.
But yeah, I think that's gonna do it, man. That's gonna be episode
Yeah.
1 of our show.
Oh yeah.
Take it.
Before we go, I actually just got someone just sent this to me like a piece of news.
Okay.
Apparently, Orient ends in like 3 weeks.
Oh
The
wow.
new manga from the mangaka.
Yeah, Shinobu Otaka's new shit.
Yeah.
That
Yeah,
shit's
it
been
ends
running
like
for a while.
It's
I
been
wonder
going on
how
for a couple of
organic
years.
that conclusion
ends
is.
next month.
I mean, I only read like the first like couple volumes or something like that, but I wonder if it's
I only read
like
the first 2 volumes,
Yeah,
three
I don't-
volumes.
I'm
I really want to get
interested
back into it. I remember really enjoying it, especially
it
since
depends.
since they finally finished Magi.
For me, it depends like how organic the ending is. Like if they're rushing her out the door, like kind of on some Magi shit, like, or
Is
if
it
it's like
weekly or monthly? I
I don't
forgot.
remember. I
Yeah,
don't
I don't know.
remember.
I want to say monthly, but I don't have a clue really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's
This
gonna be episode 1 of the Shonen Pulse podcast. We talked about Ichi the Witch, Chapter 1, and this has been Yato Gami, also known as Yato Plays. Everyone's channels and Twitters will be linked in the description below. You guys got anything else you want to say before we get out? Let's see, Knox, what you got for people?
I don't know. Fuck with me on Twitter. I know he said that all of our handles and whatnot will be, in the description or whatever, but just to say it, follow me at Noxy Von Doom. I might change that now that we have this new channel. I might make it something like panel focus Nox or something like that, but like probably not like right away. But like either way, everything will be down in there. But follow me on Twitter, man. I'm always talking about manga and I'm always recommending stuff. So I need more friends. Fuck with me.
What about you?
I'm sorry, did you say me? I didn't hear.
Yeah, what about you?
I got. Yeah, if you want to talk to me, check me out on my Twitter. Check out my YouTube channel if you like Fortnite the Apocalypse, or check out the new series Galaxius, or you're a fairy tale fan, or if you just want just random videos on like different series that catch my eye every now and again.
Papa Traffy, what you got for the people?
If you're a fellow Ranger bro, follow me on Twitter because I talk about Ranger Reject a lot. If you like art, I draw a lot and I do manga page colorings. It's at the Papa Traffy on Twitter. I like to hang out there because I can tweet while I'm at work.
Hey.
Hey man, if y'all stuck around to the end, you real champions. Thank y'all for watching. Go ahead and like the video and hit that subscribe button. Drop some comments below. Let us know what you thought. If you, agree or disagree with any of our takes or anything that we said in the video, or, if you just want to let us know what you think we should talk about in the future, content, or just new videos coming out, stuff like that, let us know, man. That's going to be it for episode 1. See y'all next time.